Hi guys, today I want to come in and share with you if you have been feeling stuck lately or noticing a pattern that keeps repeating itself that makes you feel like the world is closing in on you, that creates feeling of suffocation, like oh my god, that you feel like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place and you're like, I don't know why this keeps repeating. Why do I keep repeating this pattern? And you've been clearing and you've connected with your ancestor and do like all of your energy practices, but for some reason it doesn't work. I'm here to tell you, you are not alone. I am right in this boat with you guys, and I want to share what came up for me and how I'm currently handling it so it may help you as well. Now, ironically, last night in my dreams, I don't really pay much attention to my dreams anymore. Like, I just try to be focused in the present moment. But I remember a part of it, I was holding tiny little diamonds. And it was like, oh my God, like, how did I put my hands on these? And of course, diamonds are associated with luxury, and there's nothing luxurious about my life. In fact, I live on an extreme budget, and it's been chaotic and difficult at times. And what I remember though is diamonds are made under extreme pressure. So if you are currently feeling that you are under a lot of pressure and you're like, oh my God, I can't do this anymore with this energy, with this situation, whatever the case might be, I first want to gently remind you that if you are at this state, you're most likely a diamond in the making. So, why do we, and if you're an energy worker and you've been like on a path like for some times, perhaps like money's been a big issue, like like letting go of the 3D world. And the 3D world's an interesting choice of word, but letting go and shedding an old way of living while still kind of stuck in the in between where the new haven't quite started yet. And that can feel daunting, that can feel like so much pressure because of the uncertainty of it. Like, what am I doing here, right? What's coming up for me in that space is it's all about emotional mastery. And I'm gonna detail what it's all about and also give you like techniques that I've used myself. And I want to share with you what this might be, right? Because we're noticing here it's not about emotional intelligence, compassion, or anything like that. It's not about like clearing some kind of demons, or it's not about shadow work. It really is about emotional mastery. So here's the thing, when we are faced with a situation that feels crushing, like, oh, the heaviness of it, there's three roads we can take. First, we can surrender to the wolves, if we say, and then we start crying, or we're like, oh my God, I can't do this. And then we start like picturing the worst scenarios, and this is too much. We get caught up in the energy of this feeling of suffocation. And now we get swallowed and we turn into a big emotional blob. That's one road. The other road is, oh my God, this feeling is too uncomfortable for me. I cannot even deal with it. So we ignore it, we push it away, we fall into old addictive patterns of dissociation. The third road is the middle road, is the place where we actually observe the feeling and the sensations and the discomfort of it without getting lost and allowing our mind to be caught up in it, but also without pushing it away. And this is where emotional mastery comes in, because it's not about clearing, it's not about like ancestral baggage, it's about being able to feel something in our vessel that is incredibly uncomfortable while remaining still, while just becoming the observer. And this is what I'm inviting you to do today. If you've been guided to watch this video and you're in that space yourself, is to really invite the feeling, and whatever it is that feels incredibly uncomfortable, just allow it to feel it in your vessel without any mental notes on it, without creating any stories around it. Just observe, oh, there's a tightness in my lower vessel. Oh, I feel like there's a heaviness on my shoulder. Like all the feeling and the sensation, it's almost like you're like inviting them in to tame them, like we tame a wild animal. So it's almost like inviting a wild energy and becoming familiar with it and becoming comfortable with the uncomfortable. So for me, this practice is incredibly important because if you think about it, getting caught up in a story is ego, correct? And we don't want to dissociate either, correct? And we're also human beings. And I feel sometimes there's this belief, perhaps, that being spiritual or being on a spiritual path or learning these tools, like eventually, like enlightenment, I'm going to be happy and blissful and 24/7. To me, no. To me, the bliss comes from being able to manage very difficult, uncomfortable emotions while also remaining calm and steady and grounded. And I find the more I do this practice, the stronger I become. And this is essentially perhaps why you've been creating this situation, because it's not about clearing the ancestral line or anything like that. It's really about developing a muscle within ourselves that says, hey, I can feel things very intensely, but somehow I have the strength to remain calm and unaffected. So that is emotional mastery. And the reason maybe some of you are being called to strengthen that muscle, to just really staying steady while navigating difficult terrains, if you say, is to, if you think of Jesus Christ, and doing all of these miracles and saying, one day you will be able to do these things yourself and so much more. And the second coming of Christ is not a person. It's a global awakening that Christ is within. And the Antichrist is not a person either. The Antichrist is the state where we do not recognize Christ within ourselves, and essentially the polarity, and that polarity is within all of us, and it's out of us. It's up to us really to awakening this energy, awakening the ability to differentiate when we are in the Antichrist energy, ego-based, mind type of thing, versus when we are, oh, we're all together, we are all one, we're all love, and feeling that love, right? So, and learning the patterns that leads us one way versus the other. So, in the way of awakening to this Christ energy, some of you, and I know for a fact because I'm in this line of work and I talk to some of you, there's going to be a time where people start performing miracles again. That's going to defy science, and nothing different than the biblical miracles that we've been reading about. The difference being that the Bible doesn't really talk about the energetic aspect of it, the spiritual aspect of it, the holding space for these miracles to even funnel through us. It takes an incredibly calm, steady, peaceful inner person to be able to command energies in such way and allow energies to even manifest through our physique and onto our reality in such a way. So if you are on that path to awaken to very powerful psychic abilities, very powerful Christ-like energies that's going to have a massive effect in the world around you, chances are you're going to be challenged to, you're going to be provided with opportunities where like things seems incredibly emotionally demanding to strengthen that muscle of yes, but I can remain at peace. So the practice here really, it's not about understanding some childhood trauma. It's really being steady, present in the moment, and inviting all of these feelings. And I find myself when I invite these feelings and I just observe them for what they are, and I can hear my mind wanting to take me somewhere where that would leave me crying on my pillow, but I say no. I become stronger and firmer in that space, and these energies become like they start dissolving. The wolves just disappeared in the background, and I'm left feeling calm and steady. So this is the practice here for you, is to really welcome uncomfortable feelings and just label them as sensations. I'm sensing this, I'm feeling that. No stories, just their sensations in this physical vessel. Familiarize yourself with them. Make peace with the fact that they are currently in your vessel, and you will be surprised at how quick this energy culminates. And that may very well be the thing that you had to do to stop that loop for creating over and over again. You know, that was intensifying. Maybe like it's every month you're like, oh my God, I can't pay rent. I don't have food in my fridge. Only have $5. Like, what's happening? And then you get like all stressed out over it. It's all about the emotional mastery. Once you unlock that, you'll see the energy start moving again and things will flow, because perhaps that was the thing that you needed to experience and develop and strengthen. What I've seen a lot, it's really about strengthening. It has to do with our solar plexus. It's about really becoming strong and powerful in that place. It's strengthening, this exercise strengthens our solar plexus, and we become more powerful in that way because we are more confident in the world and what we can handle, and it has an effect on our whole being and what we attract and what we repel in that way too. So this is what I have for you today. Again, we're all diamonds in the making, and it's a process. I'm here with you if you need me. If you have any questions, how you would like to deal with certain things, please just write in the comments. I'll be more than happy to address them if I can. My name is Isabelle, and enjoy the rest of your day.